In the same way Gregory Samsa saw himself transform into an insect, Kefka Palazzo once saw himself turned into a mage. And that transformation, or rather experiment, is what drove him to madness. Welcome, brawlers. I'm the Hermit, and I hope you're ready for some discarding actions, because we're gonna be playing Kefka Court Mage. For 2 generic, 1 blue, 1 black and 1 red, we get a legendary human wizard for 5. Whenever Kefka enters or attacks, each player discards a card. Then you draw a card for each card type among cards discarded this way. But also, we can pay 8, each opponent sacrifices a permanent of their choice, and Kefka transforms. We can only do that as a sorcery. When he transforms, we get Kefka, Ruler of Ruin, a 5/7 legendary avatar wizard with flying, and whenever an opponent loses life during your turn, you draw that many cards. So if just by attacking, we get to draw 5 cards. And because this is 1v1 instead of multiplayer, we're gonna be relying on the cards we discard as well as our opponent in order to draw as much as we can. So in order to do that, we have a spread of card types. We have creatures like Fury, Subtlety, but we also have one of my favorite creatures that just came into Arena, Teferi, Mage of Sapphire. He costs triple blue, but for 5 mana we get a wizard with flash, and creatures you own that aren't on the battlefield have flash, and each opponent can cast spells only anytime they could cast a sorcery. So it forces our opponent to play sorcery speed, much like Teferi, but also it gives us the ability to cast Kefka on our opponent's upkeep, or rather after the draw step. That way they don't get, if they are empty-handed already, this keeps them empty-handed for another turn. We also have Marang River Regent, which has an omen, draw 3 cards, discard a card, or if we play it, it's a 6/7 dragon. When it enters, return 2 target non-land permanents to their owner's hand. We also have instants, as you would expect, Counterspell, Mana Drain, and also Commandeer, Treasure Cruise, Dig Through Time. And because we get paired against cheap aggressive creatures sometimes, or rather cheap aggressive commanders, we get Cut Down, Fatal Push, and Lightning Bolt, and the traditional Bitter Triumph. And in this, since we are going to be discarding, I like to play Feed the Cycle, which destroys target creature or planeswalker for 1 and 1 black, but it has an additional cost where we can exile 3 cards from our graveyard or pay 1 black mana. We also have sorceries like Swiftspear Teaching, one of my favorites also. It gives the next creature we cast after it prowess and haste. Now, unfortunately, sometimes we need to cast the invocations, the incarnations, so they get prowess and haste and then they die, but once in a blue moon we get to have Kefka with prowess and haste, so we get 2 triggers right away. And also, speaking of 2 triggers, we are playing Harmonic Prodigy, which doubles the trigger abilities from wizards and shamans. And because we are more or less a control deck, we have Damnation, Ritual of Soot, Toxic Deluge, and again in the wizard theme, we're gonna be playing Flame of Anor from the Lord of the Rings set. We can draw 2 cards, destroy target artifact, or deal 5 damage to target creature. We can do 1 at any time, or if we control a wizard, we can use 2 of them. And yeah, we also have, because again we are trying to get to madness, or as many card types to discard to Kefka, we are playing enchantments in the Meathook Massacre and Spiteful Banditry. Essentially they are the same, we pay X and we can destroy all creatures with toughness X or less. And that's also nice, like Ritual of Suit, because they allow us to play rats that keep Kefka alive. Yeah, other than that, just use regular artifact ramp with a little bit of extra with Mirror Convert, that way we get to discard. If we discard just Mirror Convert or Ornithopter of Paradise, that's 2 card types, artifact and creature. And that's why if you see our land base, you're gonna run into Valgabot's Lair, which is an enchantment land, and the artifact lands that have indestructible. Where are they? Okay, here. Silver Bluff Bridge. We have one of them for each of the color pairs in Grixis. And that allows to, since our opponent maybe has a creature deck, then we discard one of our artifact lands, or maybe the enchantment land. We get 3 cards right away from Kefka's trigger. So that's the deck. If you like the content, be sure to like and subscribe. And comment down below your favorite character from Final Fantasy, or maybe your favorite clown from all of media. As you might see in the video, I'm gonna be thinking about a couple of clowns, including the ones from Balatro. Anyway, let's play some games and drive our opponents to madness. Tetsuo and Kairi. They're gonna play their commander and they're gonna sacrifice their commander, so when their commander enters, it gets a brainstorm, and when it dies, they get to cast an instant or sorcery for free. Yeah. And deal damage to us equal to that card's mana value. City Plunder. I'm going back to the Balatro references. Well, there are 2 legendary jokers I know. One is Yorick. He's the jester from Hamlet. And what it does is... oh, we get a Chrome, so let's take this. It gives you Malt after you have discarded, every time you discard 23 cards, and that's 23 cards because it's a reference to Hamlet, because when, well, Yorick is the jester as I said, but he only appears as a skull, which is the one where this famous scene. And when Hamlet looks at it, he says that, oh, you didn't need to tap that, now I have to. He says that it's been 23 years since he died. You want me to play? You wanted me to play Lightning Bolt. And that's why the Balatro Joker has this. And the other is Canyo, which is whenever you get mauled by destroying kings and queens, and that's because he's also from a play, but in this case it's the Pagliacci one. Canyo is the main character, and the plot of Pagliacci is that he's a member on a town troop, and every time he... we cannot cast it yet. So let's do this. And when he finds out his wife is cheating on him with another one of his clown mates, he begins killing them. Well, he gets... yeah. And that's why the Canyo card in Balatro Gets higher mount whenever you destroy your queens and kings. Still need another blue. Ooh, commander. Everybody has 3. Okay, let's keep passing. I think one of the other legendaries is Perkeo. He's actually a little person that existed and was a court jester, but I don't remember all the details. And the other one, I don't remember. There are 4 legendary jokers in Balatron. Ragavan. Okay, when it cuts down Ragavan, we're gonna Colorant's command it back on their turn. And open uses the gate. Yeah, we really need to get the ferry on board. And yet, I remember those 2 jokers because both of them coincidentally feature plays within plays. You know, Hamlet makes a play to get revenge on his uncle who killed his father, and well, Canio is part of a clown troupe, so they're always putting up a play, and it's during the play that he kills his wife. One in Cycles, one of the Wishkeeper. That's a nice card to get with Hidetsu. Counterspell. Sure. Or actually, no, yeah. Okay, we get a blue source now. It's all coming up. All coming up, Kefka. Oh, ho, 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 ho. Opponent. Thought distortion. Oof. Oh. Commandeer. Good game, opponent. I mean, you can't complain if you lose by your own card. Yeah. Hoisted by your own petard. In the same way that Vengeance comes back to kill both Hamlet and Canio, I guess. Good games, opponent. Greenless partners. So that's Barnabas / Crown and Cecil / Timna the Weaver. Okay. So Timna is going to be wanting to deal damage to us, and I think Crown is usually just for the colors. Yeah, this is for the damage, So we're going to... Okay, these are dead against us. They Golden Psychic. Either Merfolk. We are going to get Steam Vents, Signet, and maybe Lightning Bolt. Yeah, I don't think we're gonna have much trouble since Timna is only 2 power. can either kill her with command or with bolt. So I think we choose the bolt and use the bandit's talent. And yeah, I guess another good play with a Jester is Life is a Dream by Calderon de la Barca. It's about this revolution, kinda, but it revolves, well, that around. It's going to make us this card. Okay. Around near to the throne, who was imprisoned from a young age, and then they essentially bring him out, but then they make him believe it was all a dream, and he has this existential crisis about what's a dream and what isn't. Has his entire life been a dream? Or is that all that any of our lives are? Just a dream? And yeah, they're gonna roll the delta, so their commander goes on top, and they're gonna fatal push Sorority. Not bad. Yeah, this card got down to the talent. Right. We have Ragavan. But if we play oh, okay. Yeah, we're gonna exile their commander with Ragavan. And they're gonna send it to the command zone. They're not gonna allow us to play it. Yeah. Johnny.
Nothing is more important than family.
Turn a creature. To damage. Turn Sorority. They get their cat token. We get our land, which means we can go Kefka or Ragavan and keep Sorority. I think we trade Ragavan for their cat. They offer the trade. Crucias, yeah. We were not subtle about it. And now their cat is not gonna attack. We play Kefka, discard a land. Still a twofer. Yep. They're gonna hit us with their Merfolk and draw with their commander. But we have Flame of Anor. Like a true Gandalf. And they also lose ally. That's a land, I think. Or maybe it's one of their evoke elementals. Target a player, target a creature. And let's go for the trade. Discard. Malcolm. Now let's discard one. Okay, opponent passing enough. And they are done. Good games. Yeah, I think their deck is a little bit awkward because in order to trigger Cecil, they're having to play these creatures that are sort of aggressive, but they are not an aggro deck, and making a 4-color aggro deck is risky to say the least. But I guess that's how they brew. Good games. Rafin Skimming Seer on the draw. So this is a black blue source, so we can Thoughtseize and keep Wash Away for Rafin. Watery Grave, that's the card. So Watery Grave, Thoughtseize, Glorious Gale, Lingering Souls. Take that. We're gonna surveil for a land. The opponent is going to play their Ornithopter. That's another creature that can attack, even if it has 0 power right now. Rafin is gonna buff it, because whenever you attack, target attacking creature connives X, where X is the number of attacking creatures. So, or maybe since they only have the tap land, they're gonna play either Souls or Rafin here. If they go for the Souls, we play Celestus and keep mana up until we can get Banditry on all of their creatures. Of course, we always have Wash Away up. And they seem to have Subtlety, maybe Solitude, or maybe Flare, the white Flare. Could be. Now they're Flashback, Lingering Souls. And if we don't get a land, we can Spiteful Banditry and just when it does nothing. So we're going to take the draw, discard their Triumph, and let's, yeah, or we should target opponent sacrifices an artifact of their choice. See if they want to counter it. Okay, they don't. And we're okay. We are. This is fine. Full Banditry is from the Lord of the Rings set, but it's not. Well, it's a part that's not in the movies. Saruman retaliates against the hobbits, and well, you can see right here. The hobbits have to fight back to save their own land. Harmonic Prodigy, we keep it. Now we have a blocker for the Savior, but our opponent is still gonna deal 2 damage to us every turn. Maybe more if they Lingering Souls. Okay, they play Rafin. Rafin. Okay. Rafin goes away. One Electron deserves another. And this is not a... The Prodigy is... it's a wizard actually, so we can choose 2 modes. Lingering Souls. So let's 5 damage and draw cards. And because we have 2 targets, they can sacrifice it and we still get the cards. Next one. The question is, do we want to trigger the Celestus? Guess we don't. Shielded. Okay, we sacrifice, but we get to kill Shielded. Here right now. And we have just enough mana to Kefka and have Down in the Lock in our pocket. Persist. Celestus triggers. We don't draw. Just to intimidate our opponent. Snapcaster is gonna get Persist, but Shielded is legendary, so we don't mind. And because, yeah, it's not gonna work upon it. You can only target the dog, and it enters with a -1/-1, so that's ill advised. Am I right? No, that's not. What internation? Okay. An opponent concedes. Yeah, that was. I am almost sure they thought they could bring back Shielded. But if that was the case, we just Down in the Lock. Persist. Good games, opponent. Ooh, as the Cheshire Cat from Alice in Wonderland would say, we're all mad here. Because we're playing the mirror. We have no blue sources, we have a Counterspell. Opponent says hello, I'm ready to brawl. Greatness at any cost. Nice. We're gonna Thoughtseize. Opponent maybe has Brainstorm, or Spell Pierce could also do it. Spell Pierce it is. Maybe I should have played the pitch land so we could get to double blue sooner, and yeah, we would have it. We could have had it right here. Opponent has an Azcanta, but they're not milling. I guess we're gonna surveil. Thundering Falls. Cut down, goes to the bin. Scalding Tarn. And Damnation to the bin from our opponent, Azcanta. Another land. Yard. Let's make them discard. Because I don't think they're gonna play artifacts soon. Let's discard a bolt. City Sewers. Thirst away. We draw a Signet, we play a Signet. Opponent has Blasphemous Edict. That's a good one. It gets around indestructible, but here in Brawl you almost never get the 13 creature mode discount, rather. Opponent has a Cavern of Souls on Wizard. They discard Sheoldred's Edict. And we have Brainstorm. Okay, you and you. And we have double fetch. Opponent is using Azcanta. They found negate. I guess we get Sanders Lounge. Oh, Under City Plunder. So let's have a little counter brawl, as it were. Okay. Opponent discards. Oh, they wash away. Let's wash away your wash away, because we can't wash away your commander. So, Island. The discard cut down, Bitter Triumph. They play Roscoe Clockmaker. Huh. And we have the fairy Mage of Saltfish. What to do? I guess. Yeah, let's pass. Opponent goes to combat, hits us, we play the fairy. Please resolve. And if you don't resolve, I guess we reanimate you. Mountain Collapse on Roscoe. Opponent uses Azcanta, which means we get. They didn't get anything. Pact of Negation, okay. Next time on hand. And I guess we get on end. Opponent has to pay for their pact. They made a pact, they have to keep it. It's your word, opponent. And your word should be binding. What's the big fuss, opponent? Just pay for your pact. It's not that deep. Okay. They have 3, maybe 4 mana. Just 3. Gonna dig. Brain Surge. Huh. Displacer Kitten. Swiftspear Stitching. I don't like you that much, Ragavan. So I guess we discard you. Opponent discards an instant. And we're gonna discard a sorcery. And discards a land. I guess if they play their Kefka, we also discard the land. And if they play another spell, we're gonna counter it. Spiteful Banditry. And they play their land. Their clock is ticking. It's almost down, so... how much mana do we have? 9. Nah, it's not worth it to transform here. They could have removal. We don't want Kefka removed. Dismember. Counter, draw. No, counter and token. Ritual of Suit. And we don't attack. We're gonna keep our mana. Opponent is gonna run their clock. And to rest in response. Pay a black mana. Okay. Opponent maybe he's gonna try to find a counter spell with the clock. But the rest is not gonna take anything from us, since we only have a creature now. Okay, no counters. Yep, that's our hand, opponent. Just a kitten. And opponent has now 6 cards in their hand. We drew a treasure cruise. Let's go on a cruise. Da-da-da-da-da. Like the 9-month cruise, or was it a year cruise that all those people went in? Prismatic Command. Destroy the Signet. And they draw and discard. They discard 2 lands. We have Harmonic Prodigy. So we're gonna trigger Kefka twice. And if we get Lightning Bolt, I think that's game? No. But it's close. Opponent discarded an instant. And the land. We get a Mind Spike. Should we? I guess we should. Yeah. We blink Kefka. That's another card from our opponents. And yeah, even though they got their Midnight Clock off, we still discard them to Hell. Because that's named Hellbent when you get no cards. Anyway, good games, opponent. Elspeth Resplendent. She puts +1 counters and counters among Flame, Vigilance, First Strike, Lifelink. Or if she minus, she gets a card from the top and she'll counter on it. But it has to be a permanent with mana value 3 or less. So let's Thoughtseize. Winter Moon. We don't care that much, so we should take their dog. It's not like our opponent is John Wick. No, John Wick is not a spaceman. So let's play red. Our opponent chooses to Winter Moon, we're okay with that too. Oh, we have our Mana Tithe. We now expect it, so it's pretty much it's gonna slow us for sure, but it's not gonna catch us unaware. Portable hole. Okay. Yeah. Let's get the Mana Tithe. We're gonna expressive iteration. We're just gonna try to express ourselves, man. This one is going to go to our hand, or board to the bottom, and mountain. We get to play here. And we have beat the cycle. Our opponent has more this thing, non-basics than us. So we're going to Mesa for Steam Vents. Yeah. And we're gonna draw maybe just 2. Spiteful Banditry, our opponent discards Winter Moon. And they get to draw with their Mace Mind. Maybe we're done in the order. Draw first and then see what you discard. They're looking for a land. Their swords, Kefka. And they curse. So it's gonna cost a great deal of mana. Now we only have the one swamp, so we cannot drown as well as command in the same turn. Oh, we could if we command first the portable hole. We get our signet back. Opponent throws with the Tom. They get on land. As per Sentinel, we should just. Oh, actually, let's kill the Sentinel as well. The command. On end step. That artifact. 2 damage, we pay the 1. Always pay your taxes, brawlers. And our opponent has 7 cards, so we can drown in the log pretty much anything they can play. Draw with the thumb. Oh, sorely. Let's keep passing them. And should our opponent try to mutable those, we are gonna kill it with Feed the Cycle. Because we're not letting Elspeth resolve. We're gonna sorority. And they send it to the command zone. And now we have a clock. And opponent concedes. Okay. Yeah, that one. Probably since we got there though. No, they didn't have much for the matchup against us. So, I don't know what card could have saved them that they had in their deck, but good games. Against Flipajani. And our opponent is a Dauntless Drafter, which as you know is a little inferior to our veteran brawler, but you didn't hear that from me. We have Ragavan, so I mean it's not gonna be the best Ragavan because Ajani makes a cat token, so they have a blocker. But we have removal for Ajani. The birch is red mana, to remember. This is black. Yeah, we didn't have to take the 2 damage from the Blood Crypt. And opponent gets Sacred Foundry. They send Ragavan into a hole. No. That's not nice, opponent. Yanni, in response to the trigger, we're gonna
beautiful day, brother.
pay 3 life and kill it. Now maybe they have a removal so they can transform a Jenny right away. They almost always do, especially if they waited until they had 3 lands to play a Jenny. And that means they might not play him again now. Okay, they just passed, so let's Thoughtseize since we drew it. Melt through, collateral damage. I guess we're gonna have to fight through this. They might want to melt through their own cat. So if we Virtue of Persistence here, we play our land, and next turn we play Kefka, discard Vagabond's Lair. And we have a big creature which cannot be hit by Skyclave. And they have 2 creatures. Okay, so they drew their land anyway.
It's not perfect, but we have peace.
Now we're gonna get to draw 3 cards, and we're gonna take 1-0 from Ayani in our near future. But we're at 16 life. And also, yeah, no, if they play the Oriflamme, they have a red permanent for Ayani. Fury. Alright. That's gonna kill Kefka. Yeah, they put one on their creature, the rest on Kefka. Exile, transform, ping pong, boom.
I've picked up the trail. To
Kill our
share
wizard.
in my vengeance.
Play command zone. You both. So now we have no choice but to fail the Profane on
I cannot
Ayani.
abide this
And we
treachery.
have a great deal of damage coming from our opponent. So let's surveil something nice to the top. Northland. And if we have nothing, we need Stockholm to save us. Never mind that. The Oriflamme kills us. Yeah, forgot all about it. Good game, Sayani. You were a little too fast for us. Kuja, also known as Sinala. They are playing wizards with enter the battlefield triggers, and they're gonna make copies from the command zone. I guess we should play our mirror on turn 2. And yeah, we have Kefka on turn 3. Yeah. Human. Okay. So I guess, we don't have another land. Well, an untapped land. So we just Virtue of Persistence on Balmor. We're gonna have, I think we discarded Vagabond's Lair next turn. Yeah, Wizard, they're gonna clone it. And they get 2 non-lands. I mean, them having cards is not worse for us, because we want them to discard. Thoughtseize. Oh, and they whiffed on one of their boys. So we're getting rid of Flame of Anor. I am the Sacred Flame. I am the Pyro of Woodland. And maybe this is a 3. Or, yeah, nice. Yeah, they're not gonna play their commander. I don't know why I kept showing up. Because they also get the Eminence trigger from the command zone, so they have no. Even if they had the mana, they have no incentive to play Kuja. That's the way it is. Opponent is going to dig through time on Earth. Ooh. Oh, okay. I mean, this is legendary, so they get the trigger twice, but they only keep one creature. Although it goes away anyway. But they cannot attack with it. Right. And Thoughtseize. We are left without the monument, just cunning a super scale, which we are going to promptly cast. And we're gonna get 2 non-lands. Reanimate. I guess we attack with Kefka. Can they trade? Maybe. Maybe they have a form spell. And they trade, and we get to reanimate. Okay, they just jump. We have a 5/5 dragon. We have Kefka. Opponent has only 2 cards. Because of which card? This card, Kefka. And they concede. Okay. Que tramos my own nemesis. Or the Nidon rather. Since we don't have any removal for the commander, I guess this is better. We have ramp, we have search for Azcanta. And we have the fairy, also known as Idia, which might not be as relevant for this particular matchup. Let's play a ramp on red. Sorry to leave you on red. Exile it. I need. Okay. It leaves the field. I guess then we. Blood Crypt. Mindstone. And we have ripped up. Bit of runes. Stripped. We get an artifact. We're gonna do this, do that, and dash Ragavan. Cyclonic apparition. Opponent, are they gonna play their Darkstar Vanisher again? No, they get a Knight of the White Orchid, but we have exactly 3 lands as those are opponent. Which means they get Silge. But they can block Ragavan, I guess. So now, let's pass. We're gonna cast the fairy on their turn. And they are gonna take our seed. Response, we play the fairy. Our opponent cannot cast instants. They have another land. But so do we. Should we Grixis command? Maybe next turn. I think we can. pass. We should pass here, rather. Opponent cracks their fetch. Get a Surveillant. Shadowy Backstreet. And they keep on top. Mind Spike. No counters here, opponent, if that's what you were expecting. Yeah, probably dig. It's the call there. But now we're gonna get to play Kefka on your end step. The boop was... Boop. I don't know, is that the proper term? I know 1 damage is pink, so 2 should be boop. Flash Kefka. But what do we discard? I guess Ragavan might not be as useful now. Or maybe Azcanta. Since we can Grixis command, clear the way, and hit with Ragavan. Yeah, that could work. Since it's our opponent's turn, they have to decide first. If we play Kefka on our turn, we choose first. But it doesn't really matter. Sorcery, Day of Judgment. Draw a card. Let's Brain Surge. Okay, opponent concedes since they no longer have information. Did we have fun? Maybe. Is there a maybe? I mean, casting Kefka on with Flash is fun, so I guess good games opponent. Once more against Ketramos. Relic of Progenitus, so they have an exile outlet, which means they get to draw a card each turn, at least. Or not. I'm ready to brawl. You have the relic. You need to pass manually. Castle Log Drain. And Blood Crypt. I don't think so. So maybe we're gonna have to play Subtlety, Exiling Flame of Anor, and we are gonna keep Wild Rose Rebellion or Counterspell for the turn after that. Ooh, and we have Housemeld. That is actually a great pick. So maybe we let our opponent have their commander. Yeah, because then it's gonna be our commander forever. Maybe they have removal for that. So let's not get overly excited yet. Yeah, enchantment removal isn't that rare for Ortsop. And they choose not to play their commander. Maybe they expect Wash Away. So let's play the Phial of Galadriel. This is a mana rock, and if we run out of hands, if we run out of cards in hand, we get to draw one more card. Vanishing like here. See? That's a card they didn't use with their own Ketramos. and because they, so that we don't have any other red source, which we do, but we're gonna keep it close to the best. So they don't, we're gonna be solo for subtlety. So only in Simulacrum. That's good enough for subtlety. Goes to the bottom. Opponent plays artifact land. And I guess we need to play our Arcane Signet. Well, we don't need to, but we should. And we have regular Counterspell. Soaring. Okay. We need to pay
For the sake of all
the
Innistrad,
black because we don't have enough cards in our graveyard for Fear the Cycle. And opponent gets Divine Purge, which is gonna take...
dire tactics.
Okay, that's gonna be a little rough because it's gonna take the artifact lands as well as relic and our signet. We're gonna draw 2 cards. I am the Flame of Udun. Oh, that's not fair. That's 5 damage. Actually, the flavor is there was a ringing clash and a stab of white fire, and the Balrog fell back. We should Molten Collapse. That way we have enough cards for Feed the Cycle with a fresh cost. And since we also have the one in the log, we should be alright. Okay, opponent makes us exile a card. It's almost like they know. Or do they? Skyclave apparition. Okay, we lose a 3-3, we get a 4-4, but okay, that's gonna be Counterspell. And is there anything there? And it makes us exile. Luckily, we only have down in the log, although Feed the Cycle will cost 3 mana, but we don't have any great targets for it. At least for the moment. Opponent plays Ketramos. You can do that, opponent. Sacrifice your relic, which means we get to Housemeld your commander. Oof. Let's cut down then. They only exiled one, so that means we get to keep playing the game. The Drown in the Lock game. Okay, now you exile your relic. Nice. And Ketramos is no longer a valid target. But our opponent has no follow-up, or maybe they do. They can Swords of Plowshare. Oh, they're gonna march of Otherworldly like our Signet. And they do so with their Divine Purge. They have a land or Solitude. Okay. Housemeld. And hit you for 4. Down to 10. And you need enchantment removal, and your commander is gonna cost 9 mana. 7. Okay, we can't. There's no counter for it, only when it's in the command zone. Annoying with Affliction. We play Kefka, discarding Ragavan. Since I don't think they have creatures. Opponent discards sorcery. Get a Mystic Sanctuary. I actually am thinking of removing this card from the deck. We don't trigger it nearly as often as I would like. We would need to commit more heavily into blue. The command zone. And we're gonna replay it, and we're gonna discard an artifact land. So hopefully we get 3. Just 2. Still good. Just not the most value. Opponent is gonna exile our graveyard. We don't use it that much, and yeah, they concede. Whatever they have in their hand, we're gonna take, and they're gonna be left with just the 2 creatures. And with no commander. Good games, opponent. You shouldn't have Vanishing Light on our file, but good games. I guess we really were the Joker, baby. And I gotta say, I really enjoy playing this deck. And even including the fact that whenever we cast Kefka, we get to laugh. I don't know why, it always makes me happy. But yeah, the deck is felt really powerful, and it's really one of the decks that I've been enjoying playing the most. I might continue playing it just for fun in the next couple of weeks. And maybe if you are afraid to run into the control mirror, keep in mind you always have to resolve your Edda Kremer or the Fairy Mage of Sulfur. And if you're like our opponents, maybe you wanna try it out. So distortion, because it can be countered, but as you saw from the game, it doesn't need to be countered in order for your opponents to wreck you with it, so it is what it is. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed watching as much as I enjoy playing the games, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.